This is Lakshmi from Newbie Yoga, and we're outside here in Auckland, New Zealand. I am going to start you off with a few very easy beginner poses. These are the standing poses, so this will be part of the standing yoga pose series. The first important yoga pose to start off for as a beginner is Tadasana, or mountain pose. So I know you may not be able to see my feet, but what you're going to be doing here is spreading your toes, and if you cannot spread your toes, then just make sure that your soles are, your weight is evenly distributed among all of your feet, amongst your feet. Your weight is evenly distributed. Hi, PJ. That's my cat. She likes being on television, so bear with me. And then you need to engage your thigh muscles and so you need to just, by doing that, you just need to tense it up slightly. And then we're going to go up to your torso. So all the way up, make it nice and straight. Make sure your shoulders aren't hunched forward. Make it roll back gently. Make sure your rib cage and your core is engaged. And put your head up and tucked in slightly. Now this is Tadasana. There are two variations with your feet. You can either put your feet close together, or if you're doing things like sun salutations, you might want to have the feet slightly apart. And your toes should be pointing forward, so not outwards, not inwards, just pointing forward. And the other thing you can do is slowly, if you can move your hands up and breathe in. And then take another breath out, and then breathe in. And then breathe out and slowly lower your hands. So you can do that for a few breaths. Make sure you feel tall and solid like a mountain. Now the second pose we're going to be doing is called the half moon pose. And there are two half moon pose variations. So the one that I'm going to be doing with you is from Bikram Yoga. And it's the easier of the two poses. And we're just going to be doing a very strong side bend. So we're going to be moving to the side. So I'd like you to slowly breathe in and bring your hands up again. Now join it together and think of making a C with your body. So slowly from your hips, move forward, slightly move to the side. There we go. And breathe. And breathe out. And then slowly come back to the center. Excellent. Now we're going to go to the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make a nice C. Just go as far as you feel a stretch. Do not go any further. Okay? And breathe in. And out. And then bring your hands down. So that's half moon pose. So number 3, the third standing pose that we're going to be doing together is called tree pose. So with tree pose, it's a balancing pose. So I'm going to start, make sure that the leg that you're going to be balancing on is nice and steady. The weight's evenly distributed on among your sole, the sole of your foot. And then slowly bring your knee up, breathe in, and out. Bring it to the side. And if you can balance properly, bring it up as high as you can. then you do that with your other side. So make sure you've got your balance. Breathe in. Breathe in. And out. Now you don't need to hold this for the short period of time that I'm holding it. I'm just holding it for a short period of time because I'm trying to demonstrate to you what those basic poses are. You hold them as long as you feel comfortable. Now, this is for beginner yoga practitioners. So if you cannot put your knee up as high, bend your knee up as high, you're still going to get the same benefit for if you put your feet by your ankles, by your knees, any area, as long as you're balancing, as long as you're focusing on your balance, that's the important thing. So finally, the last pose we're going to do in this video is called forward bend. And there are two variations to that. So let's just do, forward bend is so good for you. You should be doing this every morning. And the issue with forward bend is a lot of people feel, oh, I've got to touch my toes. And that's not the important part of forward bend. The important part is that you're getting a slight inversion or full inversion because your heart is a bit lower, and that you're getting good stretch from your legs and your back. Everything's being properly stretched out and loosened up from the tensions of sleep and getting ready for the day. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into Tadasana again, or mountain pose, and I'm going to be bending from my hips. Don't bend from your waist. If you bend from your waist, it's going to cause more pain and more issues. You must bend from your hips. And if that means you can't bend as far, that's fine. Just bend as far as it's comfortable. So from Tadasana, we're going to go up, and then breathe out and bend from your hips. And then as low as you can go. Little stretch. Now, your hands, if you're too worried about your hands and where your hands are going to end up, you can always grab your elbows and just clench. Or if you're a bit more adventurous, you can, there it goes, you can put your, get an extra stretch on your arms. And in, and out. And that is your forward bend. This is Lakshmi Gosai from Yoga, and I hope you enjoy your yoga practice.